And the reason you want to take this guy's advice is because this guy brushes twice, 2 to 3 times a day, minimum. Maybe he'll brush 4 times a day. And this guy flosses 4 or 5 times a day. And he doesn't get any cavities. He hasn't had any cavities in years. Even as a kid, didn't get cavities. He said some fluke he didn't get cavities because he eating heaps of candy. But he now brushes and flosses religiously, keeps his mouth really clean, and you don't get cavities.
No. I've been a dentist for 5 or 6 years, and 5 years at dental school before that, and a couple of years as a nurse before that. So
it's 12 years of your life dedicated, focused on teeth.
Yeah.
Dedicate your life 12 years to something, see what you learn, man.
And in my practice, I treat everyone from kids right up to, I think you'd asked me before, my oldest patient's 103.
103 years old, man.
So, and yeah, we see people for a range of things.
What causes cavities? And how would you, as a raw vegan, go about preventing cavities?
Well, you get a cavity from the bacteria in the plaque on your teeth.
What's plaque?
Plaque is the build-up that you get on your teeth from eating anything during the day. That's why you clean your teeth, to get that plaque off your teeth. The bacteria in there eat sugar out of your diet, and their byproduct is acid, and that dissolves the holes in your teeth.
So I eat a mango, and because there's sugar in here, I get sugar on my teeth.
Yep.
And the bacteria in my mouth, which are good bacteria,
yep,
they eat that sugar.
Yep.
And when they take poops, because you got to poop after you eat, they poop out acid, yeah?
Yeah.
And that acid is what corrodes the teeth and causes cavities?
Yeah.
So to avoid a cavity, how would you avoid a cavity?
Brushing, 2 to 3 times a day, and using dental floss is particularly important, especially if you're older, because it's, leaving stuff in between your teeth.
Yeah.
Is where most people get problems.
Now, we hear that so often, but no one really takes that advice. So people are like, if you want to avoid cavities, just brush and floss. How long should you brush your teeth for? Like a minute? 30 seconds? 2 minutes? 3? 5?
Depends. You got to do it, effectively. So make sure you cover all surfaces, you get all the way to the back, you're not missing anywhere in your mouth. Do it systematically.
Systematically.
Start in one corner and work on that corner for 30 seconds, and each corner for 30 seconds is a good way to do it.
Right.
The time's not too important. You at least want to be spending over a minute probably. And
you don't just want to brush the front of your teeth too, right? You also just brush the front.
Yeah.
You also got to get behind, man.
Yeah, and under the tongue.
Under the tongue?
Yeah, on the inside. People leave stuff down there all the time.
Who would have thought you got to brush under your tongue, right?
Yeah.
So brushing for at least 2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
2.5 minutes. I think just do 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes twice a day, yeah? At least.
Yeah, that's good. Just need to clear that plaque off.
Yeah. And flossing. How do we go about flossing?
Again, if you haven't done it, start at the front and work your way back until you get comfortable at it, and then do it systematically. Start at one corner and work your way around to the other. Doesn't matter in which order, just make sure. And definitely, you're not just going in between the teeth. Take the floss in between your teeth and then go under the gum,
Yeah.
So that you.
So not just in between the teeth, but actually in a bit of the gum, yeah?
You don't need to do it hard, so you traumatize your gum, but get in there and make sure you're getting stuff out.
So, how about rinsing? Rinsing between meals. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, like if you can't brush or floss, good idea.
Right.
Yeah, rinse your mouth out with some water. If you're eating a lot of acidic stuff, for example, citrus fruits,
yeah,
or on a regular diet, if they were eating acidic stuff, rinse your mouth out with some water after.
Yeah, and I think the reason that's important is because the water helps neutralize the acid, right?
Yeah.
Helps dilute it and neutralize it, at least temporarily until reflourishes. But
which helps as well if you've got sensitivity issues, where you might have had a bit of recession and you've got the roots of your teeth exposed. They can be sensitive and they're not as strong as the top of your teeth where you've got enamel on it.
True.
So you've got to protect those areas, and making sure that there's acid not wearing that is good as well.
And another really key tip is not just to rinse with water, but maybe either first thing in the morning or last thing before bed at night, is rinsing with coconut oil. rinsing with coconut oil. The reason you want to rinse with coconut oil is something called oil pulling. As we know, oil binds with oil. So if you have some oil here and you add some more oil, they kind of like stick together. But if you have oil here and you add water, they kind of separate. And toxins in your mouth, we have toxins in our mouth from breathing pollution in all day, or eating toxic food for some reason. Whoever eats toxic food, I don't know. But when you swish around oil in your mouth, it's kind of like that oil acts as like a magnet, and it attaches to the toxins, because toxins in your mouth are actually surrounded by a lipid, a fat layer, which is made of oil. So by swishing around your mouth with coconut oil and spitting it out, you can actually be pulling a lot of the toxins out with that. That's just something I've been doing lately and feels really good. Keeps my teeth looking pretty clean. So just a little tip there. Let's talk a little bit about fluoride, or fluoride, however you want to say it.
It's definitely good protection.
Right.
And you're not ingesting it. You use enough to clean your teeth with it. If you've got sensitive areas, it doesn't hurt to use it topically, so put a tiny bit on your finger and put it on areas that are sensitive. Or, where maybe you're getting a start of a cavity, it doesn't hurt to put it in that area and just leave it there topically in your mouth.
How does it help? What's it do?
Well, your teeth can, they remineralize and demineralize all day with the acid, okay? So when there's acid, the tooth starts to demineralize, and when you bring it back to neutral, then the tooth can remineralize.
Pause. That's so important. So as I'm eating, my teeth are demineralizing.
Yeah, because the acid's building up in your mouth, and the saliva hasn't had time to buffer it yet.
And when I've rinsed my mouth and cleaned my mouth, it's remineralizing.
Yeah.
So anytime after I brush my teeth, rinse my mouth at least, it's starting to remineralize. So the more often you can keep your mouth rinsed or clean, the better.
Yeah.
Try not to go long periods of time without rinsing, brushing, or flossing.
Yeah, and so for that reason as well, if you're putting a little bit of sugar in all the time, then you're keeping it in the demineralized zone. You're constantly acidic. So and then you're going to run into trouble.
That's huge. And let's pause again there, because I really encourage people to graze. Some people like to have big meals throughout the day, which is fine if you like that. But I personally love to graze throughout the day. So for me, what I do is I always rinse after each meal. Not even meal, each snack. Maybe how many snacks do we have? We eat about the same. We have like 8-10 snacks a day, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
About 10 snacks a day. So we floss and rinse and brush our teeth. We brush our teeth like at least twice a day. We floss maybe 5 times a day. And I'm rinsing constantly with water after each little snack here.
Yeah, good thing to do.
Just even if you swallow the water, you rinse it out and just swallow the water. You don't need to spit it out. But if you do oil pulling, if you swish around the oil, be sure to spit that stuff out. That's for getting out the toxins, but that's another story. So back to fluoride. Fluoride helps remineralize your teeth then?
Yes. Because when your tooth remineralizes, the fluoride acts as a substitute for one of the minerals in the process, and it can reform the crystal in your enamel.
Nice, man. Now, what about people saying you've got to eat a lot of animal products to rebuild and heal cavities? People think you can totally heal your cavity. You get a big hole in your tooth, that bone can heal in the same way if you break a wrist, the wrist can heal. Can your teeth heal the same way as a broken bone?
Definitely not. How are you getting the calcium out of your body into your mouth, into your tooth? You've got to put it on there topically. It's not, it doesn't migrate. You can't migrate through the tooth, or it's not going to leach out of your gums so that your tooth can use it. Yeah.
So by drinking a lot of milk, you're not going to have stronger teeth?
No. The only way that milk would help is it's going to neutralize your mouth, but because it's going to balance that acid.
But that's it.
Yeah.
You're better off just swishing with water.
Yeah.
Interesting. But why don't your teeth heal the same way broken bone heals?
Because your tooth's not attached to the bone. It's a kind of separate entity. It just sits in a ligament, and then it's attached to the bone. Bone has a blood supply.
Bone has blood supply.
Yeah,
teeth do not have blood supply.
The nerve inside your tooth has a blood supply, but the tooth's finished. It's formed when the tooth finished forming when you're a kid. That's it.
But this part of my tooth, that has blood supply?
No. The enamel is...
So if I get a cavity right here, alright, so if I have a cavity right here, or if you have a cavity right here, because there's no blood flow to it, how could it possibly heal,
Yeah, you can't get the calcium.
The only way really stuff heals our body is with that blood flowing in and out, blood flowing in and out, blood flowing in and out, carrying nutrients and carrying minerals. So if you got a cavity right here, it's on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on its own.
Yeah.
So, in order to aid that, Joe's suggesting you keep the acid low by neutralizing it, and you put a little bit of fluoride on. Which fluoride do you suggest? Just Colgate or Oral-B or what?
Yeah,
what sort of?
just regular toothpaste. You know, if you know, some people are more susceptible to caries because of the nature of the bacteria in their mouth.
More subjective to what?
Susceptible to getting tooth decay.
Oh, get cavities. Yeah.
You know, they might have the bacteria in their mouth might be a bit more aggressive and cause them to get more. So they could potentially use a higher fluoride toothpaste that's got more fluoride in it. And again, you just need to use a little bit, and when you're done brushing your teeth, spit it out. Don't rinse it out, so you're leaving it in there to protect your mouth.
Another huge question. How much toothpaste do you use? Some people use a lot, man.
No, you don't need to.
Just a tiny bit of toothpaste.
Yeah.
And do you even need to use toothpaste every single day, or can you just use water some days?
You probably could. Like, I don't want to say that. Some people definitely, yes. You know, I have people that don't want to use fluoride and they don't, and fortunately they don't have any problems. But other people, like, I can tell you, definitely could not go without fluoride.
And something I'm sure a lot of people want to know is, can't I just get dentures? Can I just let my teeth rot out and just get dentures and not have to worry about cavities or fillings or getting drilled? Can I just not brush my teeth and use dentures?
You could, but dentures are not ideal.
Not ideal?
Yeah.
Wow, what's a negative side effect of dentures?
It's like having furniture in your mouth. Yeah, you know, you get used to it, but it's not a comfortable way to eat.
I'd rather have your own teeth.
People get used to it rather than enjoy having it. Yeah.
Okay, and how about getting, what are they called?
Veneers?
Veneer finishes. A lot of people, especially on YouTube now, are recently getting veneer finishes. It's all the trend. They hadn't taken care of the teeth in the past. Their teeth starting to look yellow, starting to look a bit not good, so they put brand new veneer finishes on. What do you think about those?
It depends. I do a little bit of that work, but I never cut someone's tooth to put it on. I won't destroy someone's tooth to get it veneers put on the front.
Don't you have to destroy the tooth to put it on?
No, not necessarily. You can bond over the top of the teeth, and you can rebuild with resin so that you're just adding and it's reversible. Whereas, and so yes, definitely, if people want to get veneers, sometimes it's a great thing to do because it improves their smile and it's great for self-esteem and things, but I would very seriously caution people against letting someone cut into their tooth to put veneers on.
Because I think by default, that's like the route, right?
Yeah.
You go in there, you say you want veneers, they cut up your teeth, they stick them on.
Yeah, to make room for it.
But how do you ask for like a temporary veneer?
Yeah, you can get them to try it in. Just say, you know what, you can't cut my teeth.
Go see Joe, get your veneers from him, he won't cut you up.
Yeah. Because nothing we put in there is as good as what you've got.
Right.
So you want to preserve what you've got for, you need them to the 103. So.
At least 103, man. At least I'm going for like 183, hopefully more. 253 maybe. Yeah, nothing you can put in is as good as what I've got, right?
Yeah.
I'll keep these clean.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. So you are an avid cyclist, of course. You do ultra cycling events. How long are your two longest races this year?
There's one will hopefully be about 8-9 hours, and then I'm doing 2 stage races that go back to back a week each.
A week each stage races. How many hours per day are you riding?
It'd be 5 to 7 hours a day.
5 to 7 hours a day on the bike, crushing it, man. And you're on Strava?
I am.
You're on Strava, cool. So you can follow Joe on Strava right here. Definitely check him out. This guy rides far, this guy rides hard, this guy rides a lot, man. Trains like a professional athlete. Sometimes he trains a bit much. I try and tell him, Joe, chill out, just go take a nap instead. Send me an email, Ted, I'm tired, should I ride? I'm like, no, just sleep. He likes to ride a lot. And yeah, because you also like to eat a lot of fruit. So what do you fuel yourself on as you're doing these long rides?
In drink bottles, often I blend fruit, bananas, and a hotter day I might use watermelon.
Blended watermelon?
Yeah, just straight blended watermelon is really nice.
How about the seeds?
Yeah, leave it. In Australia, a lot of them are seedless.
Seedless, okay.
And then for food, I usually use dates.
Cool, just a tip there from one fruitarian to the other. If I was going to blend up watermelon, I would strain it. I would strain it simply because I don't want the seeds. We get a lot of seeds where I'm from. And if you strain it, then you don't get a lot of fiber as well. You just get the pure watermelon juice, which is so damn good.
Yeah.
But the blended bananas and dates,
yeah, nice.
good man, that'd be solid. Pour that right in to strain that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you're using seedless watermelons, blend them up, pour them in a drink bottle, good to go.
Yeah.
Bit of fibers, no worries. And how about eating dried food? Do you eat a lot of dried dates or apricots or raisins?
Only when I train.
Only when training?
I use it for, or I carry some with me for emergencies. Like if I can't get some nice fresh fruit, then I've got some dried fruit. But
so it's more of a backup for you?
Yeah, except when I train, I do.
You train every day, don't you?
Yeah, but only longer rides.
Only so long rides.
If anything under 2 hours, and probably not, I'll just have drink bottles. Over 2 hours, then I start to eat dates.
Right. Yeah. Now, what do you suggest for people who eat dried food and have sensitivities to that?
I'd be careful with dried food.
Limit it?
Yeah, limit it. Definitely, you've got to use your floss because it's sticky. It sticks in. It's like eating candy.
Right.
It sticks into your teeth. It's high sugar content because it's dehydrated. The water's gone, and it's, use your floss if you're using dried fruit. Use your fluoride. You'd have to use some fluoride if you're using dried fruit.
My best tip here would be to rehydrate the food so it's not dried. There's no reason really to have dried food ever. If you're ever carrying around dried food, you've got to be carrying around water as well, because dehydrated food is going to dehydrate like that. So instead of carrying around water and dehydrated food, why don't you just add the dehydrated food to the water? So when you eat the dehydrated food, it's no longer dehydrated, it's now hydrated. Yeah. Digest better, not going to stick to your teeth as much, and it'll taste just as good. So there's no real reason not to rehydrate your food before you eat it, especially blend it up. You can just blend up dates and water, good to go, man. Good to go. But yeah, if you ever do consume straight up dried fruit, someone's like, here, I have a dried date, you eat it, just give your mouth a quick rinse after, and get your finger in there and clean it out the best you can. But anyways, any last minute advice or any last second advice for someone who wants to start a fruitarian diet but is unsure of what to do and is kind of worried about their teeth in the process?
No, you're fine. It's better than most people's diet. Getting all your nutrients. I would just keep up with oral hygiene. Careful if you're eating a lot of citrus fruits because then you've got a lot of acid in your mouth. But rinse with water, good flossing, brushing.
And avoid the dried stuff.
Avoid the dried stuff. Yeah. It took me a while to get off dried fruit, but now it's I don't even think about it. And yeah, I so much rather eat fresh fruit.
Who wouldn't, man? Who wouldn't really eat fresh fruit? This is it. Thanks, Joe. Good having you on the show.
Yeah.
And look forward to eating some more good stuff tomorrow, the next day, and every day after that. If you guys want some more info from Joe, be sure to check him out on Strava and Instagram. His Instagram is boxes right here. Check out that Instagram right there. And yeah, Joey Hop on Instagram. Adios, guys. Thanks for watching. If you know anyone who's stressing about their cavities or teeth on their paleo diet, their standard diet, or even a fruit diet, send them this video. Could help them out. And if you're in the Sydney area, be sure to check out Joe. Joe, what's your address?
It's 2 Norwich Road in Rose Bay, and the website's rosebaydental.com.au.
Easy. Adios.